Whew. Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. By the way, I do have 9 spots available in the mentorship program. We are currently at 41 people. I don't go over 50 because it's hard enough to keep up with the 40 well, with 50 it's hard enough to keep up with there, and we've been there several times. So get with me. But this is one of the things I would talk about in the program, and I want to talk about this now. Y'all have heard me talk about the whole tool thing, the tool. Look, if you're a true breeder, there is no such thing as a tool. Not in the sense that it's made to be right now. You have to have your regulations, right? And you have to have certain things that you just will not breed. Once you have those things taken care of in your program, you will have dogs that have certain features that you want. But the only way they are actually a tool is if you get those features and are not harming your dog or your breeding program with any bad features. This is the proper thing of having a tool. This is the proper way of breeding in general. The idea, especially of adding things that can shorten your dog's life or destroy your dog's quality of life, is scary and it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? This is a practice that if you are a young breeder just getting into breeding, or maybe you just need to, you know, tighten up on your game. Look, I have been breeding now. I've been in dogs. I think I did my first breeding with Rotties back in like 97. Long time. 97 or 98. But anyway, I was a young guy, teenager. I've always followed these rules. I've been mentored by people from Germany to dudes in the hood to just all kind of dog, man, Canada. And the one thing that's always been a lesson that I've been taught is don't add anything to your dog messed up. You know, you want, like, this, and the thing of it is, I know in our community, it's a thing that sounds sort of far out there, but it's just like where I come up from, especially like in the Rottie game, right? You basically started with a platform where the dog really had nothing that you would consider a flaw. So, you know what I mean? Like my Rotties, good rear ends, good tail set, even though you had a little nub on there at that time while I used to doctor tails. And you know what I mean, you would have everything that the dog needed. Of course, the coat would be proper, the mahogany would be proper, you know, proper eyes, the whole 9. So like when you were starting to look for things in a dog, it wasn't things where you were like, I'm worried about his hips. You know, it was like a given that you would never breed a dog with bad hips, or that you would never breed a dog, you know what I'm saying, that had the wrong colors or the wrong colored eyes, you know, or any of those type of things. We were just, look, oh, I love the way his head is, so let's add the head. But I was adding the head to a bitch that was already pretty much without major flaws or issues to her to begin with. So yeah, I would have a bitch that I would like, you know, hey, maybe she needs a little more head size. So I'm adding good to good or great to good all the way across the board and elevating my breedings, you know what I mean, in that fashion. Nowadays, like, people doing these things where they're adding dogs that have, you know, heart issues, or they're adding dogs that have high rears, or they're adding dogs that have the bad hips. You know, it's a stupid way to breed. In the early process of the American Bully, we did have to do some of that, but that was the earliest process. Even your best breeders at that time, they would tell you the way the things was going to go is if you know, that was only supposed to happen for a few years because the breeding stock was so, you know, it was so small. You didn't have a ton of little rows running around. You didn't have a ton of options for a little row, or a ton of options that looked like gargoyle that you could do because these dogs just weren't around. You were creating something at the time. But the thing about it is like Gargoyle, when you made, you know what I'm saying, when you made a Denzel, that's why you took off running with Denzel, because Denzel was a complete version of Gargoyle with the size, no bite issues, no, you know what I'm saying, no tail issues. He had a little bit of everything. That's why people took off running with him. and didn't use his dad as much because we had advanced to a point that we had made the type of specimen to base a breed off of. Of course, with Denzel, you didn't want to go backwards and start breeding with a dog that had tail issues or a bite issue. And now we're so far ahead in this thing, we shouldn't ever be doing these things. But this community is continuing to do these things over and over again. And, you know, it's one of the reasons why the breed is in crisis as far as this overall look. You know, one would hope that hey, y'all chill out. One would hope that we would get smart enough to enhance our breeding programs. But as of right now, I'm seeing things actually get worse. I'm saying things, you know, let me just say like this, 5 years ago, hey, get in here. 5 years ago, I never thought that we would be at a point that we would be, you know, that we would be, whatchamacallit, breeding heart murmurs. I'm looking at the kids, so I'm getting distracted. But I would never, like, it was like 5 years ago, we would never think about breeding a dog with a heart murmur. Now people do it routinely. We would, like, elongated palates, it was like, that was just a known thing. Like, okay, the dog got breathing issues, you don't want to breed that. Now they just breed it like it's nothing. And dogs with bad hips or bad, you know, they just breed it like it's nothing. Like everything, all ethics with breeding has went totally out the window. And this theory that you're going to breed, you know, ugly dogs, and when I say ugly, I'm talking about health and different things of that, to pretty dogs, and it's going to work out, and it's just not. We're seeing that the dogs are going worse and worse and worse. If you've done something like this, you have not made your dog better. Your version of a tool has not made your dog better. It's made it worse. You know, it's made it worse in every way. And I just want y'all to start thinking about that as y'all do y'all breeding and y'all breeding programs, that y'all can't believe what these folks is telling y'all, man. Until next time, much love. Peace. Get out, man.